you actually knew one of the pilots on board Flight 804. Can you tell us more, please?
Yeah, okay. So the pilot and the first officer of this aircraft of this flight were two of my colleagues, of course, and one of them, the captain, was a close friend of mine, and I was teaching him in person the aircraft type, the Airbus 320, when he were nominated to be a captain on this flight type. So they're very well knowledgeable and trained, and they have been subjected to a severe training program. Actually, not I was not the only instructor, of course, but what I mean is they have a total flight hours of more than 8,000 flight hours, which is quite enough to be experienced enough for this aircraft type. So technically, both of them are very much able to hold the aircraft despite all the current circumstances or the weather or technical deficiencies. Until now, we are not sure about what happened. The Egyptian minister, the aviation minister, Egyptian aviation minister, said that he declared that some of the media were wrong about saying that the aircraft went in touch at 4 or sent an SOS at 4:30 around or 4:20 a.m. So that was a wrong information. First of all,
Indeed, we do seem to have a bit of clarification that it does appear that that signal, that distress signal, perhaps was a locator beacon. Would you perhaps agree with that assessment?
okay, yeah, the locator beacon actually starts to work when the gravity force on the aircraft uh, uh, increases above a certain level. The locator beacon starts to operate, and this sends some frequencies, uh, known a known bandwidth of frequencies that we can receive through our equipment. So this is the status of what are we going to. We are now searching for these frequencies to be able to find the aircraft and the black boxes of the aircraft.
I would like to ask you then, of course, at this stage, uh, authorities are going to be looking into all possible causes until they can rule them out one by one. Once again, whether or not it's a technical fault, pilot error, or deliberately pilot actions, possible terrorism. Considering you knew the pilots and given the circumstances of this incident, we do know that the plane fell from radar at cruising altitude or 37,000 feet. What does
Yeah.
that say to you when you see those circumstances?
Uh, actually, as I told you at the beginning, we are not sure. I guarantee the training level of the pilots. Not only because I was a trainer, no, but actually I knew the pilots in person, and I worked with them. So, and for the technical uh, concerning the technical or the maintenance tasks or the pre-flight checks, we also guarantee that because we are in EgyptAir. EgyptAir is approved from the aviation authorities in Europe and in ISO and OSHA and all of these approvals. So we totally guarantee the level of checks that happened on the aircraft, but we're still not sure about what is the reason. Maybe a technical deficiency happened, maybe a complete whatever failure happened on the aircraft body. We are not sure. Maybe bird strike, because sometimes most of the reports, accident reports on some aircraft types were because of the bird strikes. So at the very high altitudes, you have the wild birds just hitting the aircraft and destroying the structure. So this may be a cause. We're not sure yet. We didn't pick up the black boxes.
Hussam, this is Delano. I'm with Molly on the set here. I just want to ask you, since Egypt Air became part of the Star Alliance, has the maintenance procedures improved within the airline?
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be because you have to cope with the international standards actually.
Mm.
So we there are a lot of audits actually that happen every year. We are approved from, as I told you, the Egyptian Civil Aviation Authority, the ICAO, the IATA, the IASA, the ISO. We were approved on ISO 9001, 18,000, 14,000. So all types of approvals, and we cope with the international standards. So we are still looking, looking forward to know what is the reason. But from the maintenance perspective, uh, we are approved, and this can be guaranteed actually.
And how much additional fuel would pilots typically be flying with on a flight that's going from Charles de Gaulle to Egypt?
Okay, so uh, let's say the maximum fuel tank capacity for this aircraft is uh, 18,000 kilograms.
Mm.
Okay, like 18 tons. So um, of course, from Charles de Gaulle to Cairo, the aircraft doesn't take this amount of fuel, but less, around around, let's say it depends on the temperature. So it's around, let's say, in average 15 ton, and and most of the fuel uh, has been used during the flight because eventually the flight, the aircraft was in the within the Egyptian airspace. So most of the fuel has been consumed already.
Hussam, I would like to just ask you, are you confident that the Egyptian authorities, aviation authorities, and government authorities will be transparent in terms of this investigation? Of course, we saw there was some conflicting issues in terms of the downing of a Russian passenger plane over Egypt's Sinai Peninsula.
Uh, I until now I hope so. Of course, until now we got until 8:30 a.m. It's exactly we got six declarations from EgyptAir. Six. So that's quite enough. I mean they are posting all the information one by one. I know that uh, the Minister of Aviation has to give a word or a brief report about what happened uh, at 1:30 in the afternoon. So this is my information. This is what I heard the minister saying. Uh, so we are looking forward to uh, to know more from his declaration and to know what exactly happened.
Okay.